First of all, I'll introduce my players. To my left is Dominique Davis. To her left is Malia Grayson. Opening statement, I would like to say, man, what a fight. First of all, I would like to say, second of all, I'd like to say Arkansas State, what a run that they had down the stretch. Their team really peaked at the right time to get 2 wins in this tournament. Their improvement level was unbelievable. I think Higginbottom is a player that was injured most of their season, and she was truly a game changer. Hats off to them. Now to our team. Woo! To the top, baby. Okay. I am just really, really proud of the 2 next to me, Malia Grayson and having a double-double, Dominique Davis and scoring for us and putting us on the back during that run that we had to be able to stretch that lead. She totally took control, getting to the rim and making things happen for us. But I think with that being said, I think it was a true team effort. We had 3 balls that was shot by Lauren Gross, Rose Warren. We shot 57% from three-point range. I want them to sleep with hand warmers on that you use deer hunting so their hands will stay hot till we play again. But an amazing effort by our entire team, and just really, really proud of them. You know, Arkansas State made that run late in that fourth quarter. We did not handle that very well. I think it's time for us to learn from that and have some growth, because our next opponent, whoever that may be, obviously scouted that and will be ready to come back at us again. So that's a growing opportunity. I think teachable moments is something I learned many, many years ago, and I think that's a teachable moment for us. But I can't say enough about the 2 that is sitting to my left, but mostly our entire team, because they never quit. They were relentless, and they held together to be able to get the victory.
Okay, we'll open up for questions.
Charlie, Southern Mississippi Media. Just because you kind of alluded to it just a couple minutes ago, but about Lauren and Rose kind of shooting. You know, what does that bring when they can knock down those looks?
You know, I think that definitely is an added dimension to us. It allows them to have to guard out, not be able to pack it in quite as much on our inside game, Malia in particular, to be able to stretch the floor. I think that they stepped up and shot it with confidence. And I'll be honest with you, I think over the last month, the 2 of them have spent a lot of extra time in the gym. Actually, by the day we left, we practiced that morning. Coach Ladner was kind enough to let us have his practice time so we could get down here to scout. And I asked Lauren, because she was kind of sweaty when we started practice that day, and I said, Lauren, did you get shots up this morning? She said, oh, yes, ma'am. I made 253 balls before you all got here this morning. And so I think their level of commitment in the last month has really elevated, and I think it's obvious. It's paid off. And I think when you do that, my belief is that God rewards people who work. I just truly believe that. That's in Scripture. And I think those 2 players have done that, and I think it's awesome that their works are rewarded.
Austin Mann, WDAM. Just talk to me about that third quarter. What clicked?
You know, Austin, all year, there's been a couple of games that the third quarter has not been ours. And the third quarter was our quarter. And again, I really feel like that Dom kind of got that started when she came out, and really was the force, the charge that kind of started making that happen as she was attacking the basket. And I think just everything started to click. Defensively, we were able to make some stops. We continued to push the ball in transition. We were running our secondary part of our transition offense, and we were able to score. And really and truly, most everything was scored at the rim. Lauren did get a 3-ball in that stretch. And again, I feel like that just really kind of gave us fire in our soul, as I would say, fire in the belly, okay? Fire in our belly, and it just kind of triggered everything, and it allowed our confidence to really soar. And I think that truly was the game-changing moments, was in that third quarter. And I don't know, you know, the third quarter, that's when we won it 23 to 14. And if you look across the quarters, that was the biggest stretch.
Dom, just talk about your game today. Kind of slow start to begin with for the team, but sure you could just match that to kind of jitters to getting out at the first one?
Definitely. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been catching cramps, but we knew they had played 2 games, so they were able to be in the gym before we were. But we came out of here, we took a deep breath before the game, and you know those jitters this is a big stage for us and for all the teams in the conference. But I knew that I had to get going early. I couldn't have a slow start that y'all have seen in the past, and I knew if I got going, my teammates, would be feeling comfortable. And then once we get comfortable, we're a scary team to deal with.
Malia, double tonight. What was working for you out there on the inside the paint?
Well, I'll say for the first half, I did have a slow start, coming out with probably, I think it was 1 for 8. But then second half, I just did my job as rebounding, and I just kept rebounding and trying to see what could make happen for me. So just kept rebounding and putting back up.
I don't see the numbers here, but just Malia, you talk about kind of mentality on the offensive glass, how you're able to get this kind of second chance points for the team?
That's a big deal for us as a team. We're always talking about rebounding. That's just something that we take as a team that we know we're supposed to do every game, and it's a big challenge for us.
You had 8 assists on the night. I think one of the best passes of the night was the pass to Corey. Just talk to me about what did you see out there, especially on the offensive end?
That's a shout out to Lauren and Rose. When they knock down threes from the outside, or if anybody on the team is hitting those threes from the outside, it opens up everything down there. Teams can't really pack it in on us, so that's a shout out to them. And then, just playing with each other for so long and having their hands ready. That was something at the beginning of the year we always had a problem with, just have your hands ready because you never know when it's coming. And JB, she made a great pass and she finished it with some defense on her. So. That's all that is. But that's a shout out to Rose and Lauren. It's just being able to spread the floor for us.
Coach, I know it's kind of a debated stat, but just jumping out a plus-minus at 28 for Femi Funious, what does that kind of tell you?
And the one thing, too, I'll say about Femi is she hit down those free throw line jumpers, and that's something that she's really struggled with. And she and Sade Watkins, I'll tell you, both of them, we've had them shoot a lot of 100 free throw line jumpers over the last couple of weeks where they've had to get in because, again, people have not guarded them. They've taken their 4 players and packed it back in on Malia. That's how they've guarded. They've doubled Malia with their 4 players. And so, again, I'm going to say I can't say enough of how proud I am of Femi of being able to step to that free throw line and being able to hit those shots where they were packed back off of her. So, again, I think that elevated. And Femi is a rebounder. She is going to get rebounds, and she's going to be able to get some stickbacks. And I think that's truly an advantage for us, even when we take maybe even an ill-advised shot, and if it's going to be hit that rim, then I think she and Malia have every opportunity to go get an offensive rebound and get a stickback. But I will tell you, I just think the overall improvement of Femi is a huge. And I think also Femi is a mismatch for a lot of our opponents because as strong as she is and as physical as she is, it gives us an opportunity to post her up. Now, I will tell you, the last week, Femi has really struggled physically with her medical condition. It's been really a hard week for her. And so I was pleased with the way she came out and played today with all that she's battled with.
Coach, how does it feel just to kind of get this first one under your belt?
Oh.
Getting a day to rest tomorrow, just maybe Malia and you talk about it too, just getting that first one always is good.
It's been a while since we've been able to get past this first round, to be very honest with you. And so I think that one of my concerns in playing and it's great to get the bye. And we were excited about getting the bye, obviously, to not have to play. But then when you play a team that has played 2 games in this building and it's your first time, I'm going to tell you, coming in here today, our shooting was very good, and it was much better than I expected today in the shoot-around. Now, we had it timed, and it was just like this. It worked like clockwork. We got a lot of shots up in 20 minutes. Ton of shots. And I could not believe how well we shot the basketball today. And I was really concerned because the rims are really tight. They're not loose. They're not a shooter's rim, to be very honest with you. And watching Arkansas State play yesterday, I was like, oh my goodness, because they can really shoot the ball. And I mean, they were draining everything. And my concern was that they've had 2 days to shoot in here, and we're just going to get 20 minutes before we play. And so I was pleased today. So I felt a whole lot better after we had the shoot around today, the way we shot the basketball. And so I just felt like that getting that win under our belt. And again, as coaches, you want to know how's it, because I'm in the locker room. I'm like, how's their warm up? Was their warm up good? Were we energized? And I always ask them when they come in the locker room, do you make one shot? And they'll say, yeah, we made a few. I said, somebody will say, yeah, coach, we made 2. Because as a coach, you're not out there and you're like, whew, they had a good warm up. Or if their warm up was bad, I'm like, oh. But it was great to know that their warm up, because there was a lot of drama before we got on the floor. And, of course, they were wanting to see. And I was, no, you're not worried about that game. Get in our locker room. What are you doing? And so it was just exciting to be able to get our game started and us to be able to get that win under our belt and be able to have the opportunity to advance. And I've talked, the beginning of the week, I've talked about, we're 120 minutes away from a championship, 120 minutes away from the blue dot. We talked about that the very first day. Then we've cut it down to it's 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes. So we won the first 40 minutes. So now we've got another 40 minutes coming up day after tomorrow, and we've got to be able to take care of business.
Coach, just to add to that, you talked about for the past 2 weeks, basically, just 80 minutes, going back to the press conference against, forgot the team.
Louisiana Lafayette. Yeah, when we played our last 2 games. Yeah, we talked about 80 minutes in that weekend.
And now you're the same standpoint. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
As we talk, we try to find things to motivate them, to try to get them to lock in, something to be able to hang their hat on. And we did. And that last weekend, that's what we talked about is, 80 minutes. We're 80 minutes away from winning a championship. That's what we talked about and going into that last weekend. Now, we knew a lot of things had to happen for us to be able to win a championship or share a title of a regular season championship. But after we were able to win 1 and we had to go on the road to Lafayette, now we got the first 40 minutes. Now we're 40 minutes away from a championship. Then at halftime, we're 20 minutes away. And, we had no idea what had happened at the end of the game. And so, again, we were able to win a share of that conference championship. So now we've moved on. It's a new season. It's a new chapter. So that's why I told them on Monday, we're 120 minutes away from our blue dot that we talked about in hanging a banner. And the blue dot is the NCAA. So now we're 80 minutes away from getting a blue dot. And that's what our ultimate goal is. So now we're at 80 minutes. But all we've talked about now is it's 40 minutes, because now you got to do 1 game at a time to be able to survive and advance.